Hello, my wildlings, and welcome back to Turnabout in the Fast Lane. In the last episode, we found our last few bits of evidence that we needed. In fact, we had found the evidence we needed and had a quick chat with good old Flash Slothmore to see what else he could tell us about the phone call he had with Daisy before her murder. And he gave us some interesting information, like the fact that her voice was much slower than usual. As slow as a sloth, even, which helps us considerably in proving that Priscilla was in fact the murderer, using a voice changer to try and create a motive. And in this episode, we began our court case, and so far, not so great. The first 2 points that the judge had asked about, the prosecution quite resoundingly trounced us with. Fortunately, we have number 3 on our side, as Apollo has so delightfully reminded us. Let's see what happens. Oh, right. First off, just because they were found nearby doesn't mean they weren't dropped by somebody else. You also haven't answered the judge's third question.
Yes, the mystery of the phone call still has yet to be explained.
Do not worry, that is final on our list, is it not? The victim's phone was recovered by Agent Sky, and we have examined it.
Agent Sky? But we were the ones who found it.
Oh, well, what matters is that it was found after all. And a look through the call history did confirm that the defendant was called from it that fateful night.
Which means someone else was the caller.
Perhaps she was after all. What? We spoke to an employee who found the device discarded on the floor.
Does he mean Miss Tripletoe?
Oh no, I wonder what she told them. Apparently, it was discovered within the DMV after the incident. Like we thought, the victim had lost it while at work. However, I would now like to propose the possibility that it was actually lost after the call.
Yes, I suppose that is possible. And it was the victim's voice the defendant heard, correct?
That is what he claimed, yes. And if so, then all the remaining questions have been answered, and our performance is at an end. So, is the defense now satisfied?
Objection! No, the defense is not satisfied. Would you care to explain, Miss Sykes?
You bet I do. In fact, I still take issue with the whole idea that the victim would be the caller. Fraulein, your own client attested that it was her voice. And I have yet to find anyone involved that has a particular skill at acting or mimicry. Oof, Maurice is not going to be happy about hearing that.
Well, did you know that my client recently mentioned that Daisy had been talking oddly slow?
Slow, you say? How curious.
I fail to see how any of that is relevant.
Well, then let's start at the beginning. For one thing, the entire premise of the supposed breakup smells rather fishy to me.
My, you're not claiming the defendant was dumped because he smelt of fish, are you? I would know. I have a very good smell for fish. I used to be able to catch it with my bare hands. These days, I've lost my bare hands, which is probably for the best. Bears are sentient in this world, and I don't think they'd appreciate me having taxidermied bear hands that I had attached to one of those little grabby things. You know, the ones with like a little dinosaur head on it that goes nom nom nom? I had that, but with taxidermied bear hands, and I'd catch fish with them. Anyway, where were we?
That's not even close to what I meant.
Well, good, because that would have been rude.
Anyway, what I meant was that the breakup doesn't really seem like it should have happened at all, which is shown by The camera outside, no blind spots. We made sure of that. That's not helpful. It seems the breakup came almost out of the blue. Maybe that one. Maurice's testimony. I'm going to go with Sky's testimony. Even Agent Sky pointed out that there was no reason for the breakup to occur. They had been perfectly happy for her to be. They had been perfectly happy. For her to be the caller is impossible. And yet we have the call on record. Your point is without merit. For all you know, she simply got bored. No, I refuse to believe she would be so cruel, Prosecutor Gavin. That was a naive comment there, Fraulein. It's not like such cases haven't occurred before. Sometimes a person isn't who we thought they once were. Her phone, her voice, her call, that is the simple truth. Unless there was a way for someone to mimic the victim without needing any acting skill. Oh, and how? Now this sounds interesting. Go for it, Athena. Blow this case wide open.
Very well. This court shall hear the defence's argument. Now, was there a way somebody could have mimicked the victim's voice?
Well, yes. It's called a voice changer. Software on the computer with a phone hooked up, the caller sounds like the victim. This device is how they pulled it off.
What? What is that exactly?
Well, apparently it's a voice changer. It can be hooked up to a phone. And it makes the caller sound like Daisy Swinton. What? Why was I not told of this? You might have it if Agent Sky had stuck around a few more moments. It was right there with the phone, but I guess she missed it. But the point is, this thing is set up to mimic the victim almost perfectly. Only issue is, it crackles when you talk fast, so you have to go slow and steady. Just like the defendant said.
Devices that can mimic a person so effectively are not largely Devices that can mimic a person so effectively are not legally available to the public. So who was it? Who was the real caller?
There is only one person it could be, given the circumstances. Fraulein, I assume you are aware of whom I speak.
I sure do, Prosecutor Gavin.
Good. Then please point it out to our judge. I am quite eager to keep the beat going. Alright, Athena, this is it. I'm pretty sure you know what to do. On it, Apollo. This is the person who faked the call. Now to jangle the keys in front of the judge.
Jiggle jangle, jiggle jangle jingle. Keys. They're so pretty and jangly. Yes. Flash is innocent. Court adjourned.
No, I'm not going to do that. That would be mean and rude and not get justice for poor Daisy Swinton. The person who did it, of course, is Priscilla Tripletoe. Why, it's none other than the witness, Priscilla Tripletoe. The phone was found on her desk at the DMV, as was the voice changer.
They were.
When we approached her about the phone, she claimed to have found it after the incident. A lie, it would seem. And not the first she's told. That's right, she also lied about seeing Flash clearly the night of the crime. And since the witness also was the one to call my client using the victim's voice, it's clear she's been trying to frame him from the start, going so far as to fabricate a motive.
So, the victim had never broken up with the defendant at all. I think we need to hear from the witness once more. Is she in the gallery today?
Well, we'll find out and probably hear more from our lying Miss Tripletoe in the next episode. And I'll see you all then. Goodbye, good night, and good luck.